After the age of 60, muscle mass can decrease by as much as 3% to 8% per decade, and that rate accelerates drastically after 75. Yet according to the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle, up to 50% of people over 80 suffer from sarcopenia without even knowing its name, let alone how to stop it. Even more concerning is that a 2022 review from the National Institute on Aging confirms that age-related muscle loss is now directly linked to increased risk of premature death, disability, and hospitalization. But here's the problem. Most seniors think eating eggs or meat a few times a week is enough to maintain strength and muscle mass. While protein is widely recognized as essential, the belief that conventional sources like eggs or milk are always the most effective for muscle preservation falls apart under closer scrutiny, especially in older adults with digestive sensitivity, chronic inflammation, or poor absorption rates that come with aging. What most people don't realize is that even if you're eating enough protein, your body might not be absorbing it effectively. Or worse, your daily protein source might lack the specific amino acids needed to preserve muscle fibers. And here's where it gets more urgent. Some high-protein foods can silently accelerate inflammation and protein oxidation in aging muscles, worsening sarcopenia over time without obvious symptoms. Many seniors unknowingly rely on these foods daily, believing they're doing the right thing, until they experience chronic fatigue, joint weakness, or even dangerous falls. Today's video will reveal the top 3 overlooked muscle-preserving foods that are not only richer in protein than eggs, but are also easier to digest, bioavailable, and uniquely beneficial for adults over 60. Understanding these could be the difference between continued decline and reclaiming strength, balance, and vitality, naturally and affordably. But it doesn't stop there. There's one protein source, richer than eggs and meat, yet barely known, that not only helps rebuild lean muscle, but also delivers a unique compound shown by peer-reviewed studies at the University of South Florida to reduce inflammatory muscle breakdown in aging adults. It's the one food almost no senior includes in their diet, and it could change everything. If you're serious about protecting your muscle health, staying active, and living strong in your 60s and beyond, then don't just watch, engage. Like this video if it resonates with your journey. Let us know where you're watching from and what steps you're currently taking to stay strong. And subscribe to Health Waver for more life-changing health insights that empower you to stay in peak condition as you age. Your support truly keeps us going. Now let's break down the 3 overlooked foods that outperform eggs in protein power and muscle-building potential. Number 3 on our list is tempeh, a fermented soy product that provides approximately 21 grams of protein per 100 grams. Despite this impressive protein profile, tempeh is rarely mentioned in conversations about muscle preservation in seniors. This oversight is concerning, especially given that protein recommendations for older adults typically emphasize meat, poultry, or dairy. However, a deeper issue lies hidden beneath these common recommendations: the declining efficiency of digestion and nutrient assimilation that accompanies aging. As people age, their digestive enzyme output diminishes and their stomach acid levels drop, directly impairing the breakdown and absorption of dietary protein. This results not only in less protein being absorbed, but also in a lower quality of absorption. Therefore, while an older adult might consume the recommended amount of protein on paper, what their muscles actually receive can be significantly less. This is where tempeh's value becomes uniquely critical. Unlike most unfermented protein sources, tempeh undergoes a natural fermentation process that predigests many of its nutrients, enhancing their bioavailability. A study conducted by the University of Illinois found that fermented soy products significantly increase the absorption rates of essential amino acids like leucine and lysine. These 2 amino acids are among the most vital for muscle regeneration, especially in aging populations where muscle loss, clinically known as sarcopenia, is rapidly accelerating. Leucine, in particular, acts as a primary trigger for muscle protein synthesis. When consumed in more absorbable forms, such as from fermented foods like tempeh, the aging muscle becomes more responsive, even in the presence of anabolic resistance. Beyond amino acid content, tempeh supports a less frequently discussed but deeply influential factor in muscle health: gut microbial diversity. Aging is associated with a marked decline in the richness and variety of gut bacteria, which not only affects immune regulation but also nutrient metabolism. Research from Harvard Medical School has highlighted that older adults with reduced microbial diversity show impaired absorption of essential nutrients, including amino acids, even when their dietary intake is sufficient. Tempeh, being a fermented food, introduces probiotics that help restore and diversify the gut microbiota. This promotes a healthier gut-muscle axis, enhancing the body's ability to convert protein into functional muscle tissue, rather than allowing it to pass through the digestive tract unutilized. Tempeh's benefits do not end at enhanced digestion and nutrient absorption. It also presents a metabolic advantage for aging adults. Unlike red meat or high-fat dairy, which often come with a burden of saturated fat, tempeh contains heart-healthy unsaturated fats and is low in inflammatory compounds. Chronic, low-grade inflammation, a hidden condition affecting up to 70% of seniors, has been linked to increased muscle catabolism and reduced muscle protein synthesis. By avoiding inflammation triggers and supporting anti-inflammatory gut bacteria, tempeh creates a more favorable internal environment for muscle maintenance. This makes it an especially strategic choice for seniors who are trying to rebuild or preserve muscle without contributing to metabolic dysfunction. Despite these benefits, tempeh remains underutilized, largely because the focus in protein recommendations tends to remain at surface level, grams consumed, rather than how well those grams are absorbed and metabolized. The common assumption that all protein is equal becomes dangerously misleading in older age. Many seniors are unintentionally caught in a loop where they meet their protein requirements, but because of poor gut health and reduced bioavailability, their muscle tissues remain underserved. For those who find it challenging to fully transition to plant-based proteins or who are unfamiliar with tempeh's flavor, a practical tip is to begin by incorporating small amounts, around half a cup or 85 grams per meal, 2 to 3 times per week. This provides a digestible 17 to 18 grams of protein per serving, along with a regular supply of probiotics and fiber. When selecting tempeh, choose varieties labeled as organic and unpasteurized, as these retain more of the beneficial bacteria. Individuals with soy allergies or thyroid issues should consult with their healthcare provider before adding tempeh to their routine, as soy may interfere with certain medications or hormone-sensitive conditions. Now moving to another protein powerhouse that often escapes attention in senior nutrition planning, cottage cheese. This humble dairy product provides approximately 25 grams of high-quality protein per cup, primarily in the form of casein, a slow-digesting protein that gradually releases amino acids into the bloodstream. While whey and eggs tend to dominate conversations about muscle building due to their rapid absorption, casein holds a unique advantage for aging adults. Its prolonged digestion makes it particularly suited to nighttime consumption. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition indicates that seniors experience a higher rate of muscle breakdown during sleep, a phenomenon known as nocturnal catabolism. Casein counteracts this by supplying a steady stream of amino acids over several hours, enabling sustained muscle repair during the body's most vulnerable recovery period. The standout amino acid in this context is leucine, widely recognized as the key initiator of muscle protein synthesis. While many foods contain leucine, not all are equally effective. The slow-release characteristic of casein ensures that leucine remains active in the bloodstream for a longer window, effectively bypassing some of the anabolic resistance that impairs muscle-building responses in older adults. This is a crucial point that often goes unaddressed. Seniors may eat enough protein, but because of anabolic resistance, a biological phenomenon where muscle cells become less responsive to amino acid signals, the same intake that once supported muscle growth in youth becomes insufficient in later years. Casein, by maintaining a longer presence of amino acids, helps overcome this resistance to some extent. Cottage cheese also delivers an additional package of nutrients highly relevant to seniors: calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin B12. Each of these plays a vital role in neuromuscular function. Calcium and phosphorus support muscle contraction and skeletal integrity, while vitamin B12 is essential for nerve conduction and coordination, functions that commonly decline with age. increasing fall risk and reducing mobility. A single cup of low-fat cottage cheese can provide about 15% of the recommended daily intake of calcium and more than 20% of the daily value for phosphorus, along with approximately 1 microgram of B12, which is particularly significant given that B12 deficiency affects up to 43% of people over age 60. Despite these benefits, there is a hidden barrier that can neutralize even the most well-planned protein strategy: chronic inflammation. Persistent low-grade inflammation, particularly in individuals with metabolic syndrome, arthritis, or sedentary lifestyles, can directly inhibit the absorption and effectiveness of key amino acids like leucine and casein. This means that even a perfect protein meal may fall short unless the underlying inflammation is addressed. Moreover, inflammation impairs gut barrier function, leading to nutrient malabsorption and further compounding sarcopenia risk. To counter this, it is advisable to pair protein-rich foods like cottage cheese with anti-inflammatory foods or practices. This could include adding a side of berries, leafy greens, or omega-3 rich seeds like flax or chia to your meal. Opt for low-fat, plain cottage cheese rather than sweetened or full-fat versions, as excess saturated fat and added sugars may exacerbate inflammatory pathways. For individuals who are lactose intolerant or sensitive, lactose-free versions are now widely available and equally effective. Taken together, both tempeh and cottage cheese offer distinct yet complementary advantages for older adults battling muscle loss. While tempeh improves absorption and gut health, cottage cheese provides extended anabolic support and essential cofactors for neuromuscular health. Incorporating both, strategically and consistently, could make a critical difference in not just halting sarcopenia, but actively rebuilding muscle in the senior years. Spirulina is first on our list, yet surprisingly, it's not even considered by most older adults trying to maintain or rebuild their muscle mass. And that's a critical oversight. This blue-green algae, though microscopic in size, delivers a macronutrient punch that overshadows eggs by more than double, offering approximately 57 grams of protein per 100 grams. But what makes spirulina truly stand out isn't merely its impressive protein content. It's the quality and bioavailability of that protein that makes it uniquely suited for the aging body. Unlike many traditional protein sources that place digestive strain on already slowing systems, spirulina contains complete proteins, meaning it provides all 9 essential amino acids, and does so in a form that's almost immediately usable by the body. This feature is particularly important for seniors, many of whom experience diminished gastric acid and pancreatic enzyme production, limiting their ability to break down and absorb proteins efficiently. Research from the National Institute on Aging has identified that older adults, even those consuming adequate protein, may still experience muscle wasting due to this impaired absorption and systemic inflammation. Here's where spirulina's multifunctional advantage becomes apparent. It not only provides usable protein, but actively suppresses 2 major culprits behind age-related muscle decline: oxidative stress and chronic low-grade inflammation. Spirulina contains phycocyanin, a pigment protein complex found only in blue-green algae, which has been shown in clinical studies to significantly reduce inflammation markers such as TNF-alpha and IL-6. Additionally, it's rich in beta-carotene, a potent antioxidant that protects mitochondrial function within muscle cells. Mitochondria, often described as the body's energy engines, are vital for muscle strength, recovery, and endurance. In aging adults, mitochondrial dysfunction is a silent contributor to sarcopenia, and spirulina directly targets this decay at the cellular level. Moreover, the nutrient profile of spirulina supports iron uptake, which is another often overlooked factor. Iron deficiency, particularly in women over 60 and men over 70, compromises oxygen delivery to muscles, reducing strength and delaying repair after activity. Spirulina contains approximately 28.5 milligrams of iron per 100 grams, significantly more than most plant-based foods, making it one of the few natural solutions capable of addressing multiple muscle degradation pathways simultaneously. Unlike red meats or dense animal proteins that require significant chewing and digestion effort, spirulina can be consumed in powdered or tablet form, making it ideal for seniors with appetite loss, chewing difficulties, or dysphagia. Its concentrated nature means only small amounts are required to yield measurable benefits. Experts recommend starting with 1 gram daily and gradually increasing to 3 grams per day. This range has been clinically demonstrated to support antioxidant defenses and enhance muscle regeneration, especially when combined with light resistance training. However, it's important to note that spirulina should be avoided by individuals with phenylketonuria or those suffering from certain autoimmune conditions such as lupus or rheumatoid arthritis, as it may trigger immune overactivity. This caution is supported by clinical reviews from the Mayo Clinic and the University of Maryland Medical Center. So why is spirulina still not part of most seniors' diets? The answer may lie in outdated protein advice. Standard recommendations emphasize intake amounts without considering digestive efficiency or tissue protection. Most seniors still rely on bulky proteins, steak, chicken, eggs, believing more volume equals more muscle. But when the body can't break it down efficiently, that protein goes unutilized. Spirulina, on the other hand, works smarter, not harder. It delivers targeted support to muscle tissue while reducing the cellular wear and tear that accelerates aging. Seniors can easily integrate it into smoothies, soups, or even sprinkle it into yogurt, making it a low-volume, high-impact solution for daily protein and longevity support. But if spirulina is this powerful, the question remains: how many seniors are unknowingly trapped in protein routines that no longer serve their biology, while this silent superfood sits neglected in plain sight? So, we've uncovered 3 muscle-saving foods that go far beyond the egg and meat advice most seniors are used to, each backed by science, each more bioavailable and supportive for aging bodies. From the gut-restoring benefits of fermented tempeh to the slow-release repair system offered by cottage cheese and the antioxidant-rich power of spirulina, these aren't just protein sources, they're tools for resilience. Starting with one of these today could mean stronger muscles, better movement, and deeper independence tomorrow. If you made it to this point, you're clearly committed to taking control of your health, and for that, we applaud you. Let us know in the comments which of these surprised you the most and where you're watching from. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you never miss another life-changing health update. Thank you so much for being here with us today.